Adobe Acrobat Studio, your new foundation. Use PDF spaces to generate a presentation. Grab your docs, your permits, your moves. AI levels up your pitch, gets it in a groove. Choose a template with your timeless cool. Come on now, let's flex those tools. Draft, design, deliver, make it sing. AI builds the deck so you can build that thing. Do that, do that, do that with Acrobat.
Learn more at adobe.com/do-that-with-Acrobat.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Social Media Derby. Brand new intro. Hope Liverpool fans caught that little bit at the end there. That's just for you guys. But before we get into the episode, for those of you watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment, share if you can. For those listening on Spotify, Apple, or any of the other podcasting platforms, please follow, give us a 5-star review. And of course, the views expressed in this podcast are only for entertainment purposes. They do not reflect the real opinions of any of us unless football related. It's been a while, lads. Last pod was probably over a week ago. It's been a minute. There's been quite a few games since then. Obviously, we've had the weekend games, which we'll review in this pod. And then also the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. Arsenal getting a dub against Chelsea again, 4-2 on aggregate. Going to face Man City in the final. They also battered Newcastle over both legs as well. So let's kick off with the Arsenal section. But before we do, how are you lot doing? Khem, how you doing, bro? Did you like that intro?
Yeah, I loved it. Some of us did play Champions League games as well, by the way. You left that one out.
No. I mean, that's ages ago by now. We previewed that and then dead rubbers and that. Okay. But yeah, all good. I'm glad good to see you're in fighting form, broski. Nash, how you doing, bro? Nash, how you doing,
brilliant, bro? I'm happy these days.
I know it's crazy. I know three wins in a row. Carrick did it on the first try. Amram took 18 months to do it. It's mad, isn't it? Arsenal lads, Razor, how you doing, bro? 2 wins in the bag, 6 points clear. Happy?
I'm having a very nice. It's been a lovely. Oh, wait, let me just. Oh, can you see? Oh, what a time to be a gooner, eh? No, I'm doing very well, bro.
Nice one, Jonts. Io, how you man doing? More happiness around the 2 dubs. Io, you happy, bro?
Very much so. It's been a good time. I do appreciate that Trent cameo as well for the intro. That was bravo. I
loved it as well.
That brought some joy. That brought a nice smile to my face. I know Khem was seething inside.
Well.
So, well done.
Loved it. Champions League winner. Love it.
You've got to support the Star Boys. You've got to support the Star Boys. And rumor has it that Varner's crying because he's got 3 points on his license again.
I mean, let's get into that then, because Reece is not here, right, to defend Chelsea, and let's get into the Arsenal-Chelsea semi-final. I didn't watch it live. I came back and watched it afterwards, and I wish I didn't. It was a stink fest, but it was up to Chelsea to do. I mean, I want to ask you lot. Reece is obviously not here to give the Chelsea perspective, but what the hell were they doing, man? Did they realize they were losing in the tie? Like I didn't. They only tried in the last 5-10 minutes. What did you make of this? It looked like Rosinha was livid before the match even started. He was telling you a lot to get off his side of the pitch. He was doing bad touches on the sideline, getting laughed at by his backroom staff and the players. What was he up to, Johns?
I honestly just think that he's trying to avoid big embarrassing losses. So I feel like he just kind of set up to just do okay, not go out and get battered at the Emirates. I think he's like the PR manager. From my point of view, a very well-trained manager from the PR side of things. And it's mainly just he's just trying to make his image look okay, right? And so he's doing all this man and age stuff. You know, he's getting videoed showing kids on the training ground what his training session is going to look like. You know, he's trying to look cool for the cameras, telling the Arsenal people to get out of his half when we're training or whatever in the pre-match. I just feel like a lot of it is for show. And so from my point of view, I think he's just trying not to get embarrassed. I don't know, Razor or Io, if you agree with me, but if it does feel like he's trying to keep eyes off of him, give him some like comfortable room to just kind of grow and do what he needs to do with the team. I feel like he's definitely trying to avoid anything embarrassing or anything bad happening that would make his image look bad.
He's Ted Lasso, bro. He's Ted Lasso. And the whole point of his whole... Am I wrong? And the reason why he's trying to mitigate the disaster is because once the facade crumbles, then he has to actually make up for it with his work on the field. And he's just not tactically there. He's Ted Lasso.
Yeah. I want to go as far as Ted Lasso, but I think exactly what John said is, yeah, what you're both saying is kind of true. I think he's just trying to divert attention away from his actual managerial skills by doing everything apart from, I guess, managing. But yeah, they didn't come to win the game. They like to come when you need to score, and you come to Arsenal with 5 at the back. I think, as you said, he's just setting up not to get bad, not to get embarrassed. And yeah, it was baffling hearing the commentary. Like, a lot of the commentary was like, "Oh, Chelsea are." It seemed like Chelsea are beating us or winning the game. And I was like, we both played bad, but like we have no reason to even be expressive. We didn't need to do anything. We just had to see the game out. So it was a baffling decision on Rossini's part. I don't know why he set up like that. And yeah, justice, I guess, as I said in the group chat, poetic justice when Kai scores the winner, because they did not deserve anything from that game. And wait for it to end, really.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm going to throw it to you, Razor, to just wrap up the Arsenal side of things. But I feel like the Rossini stuff, he's kind of he's playing into it for sure. But there's a bit of it feels like the media are kind of really honing in on him and trying to make a bit of a mug of him. I think from the managerial side, he's done all right. Like, I mean, this game was baffling, like why he didn't go for it a bit more. But in some of the other games, obviously the game that we can touch on in a bit against West Ham, it looked like they were finished. The second half, he made quite a few changes. They came out and they won the game. I mean, I don't know how much credit we want to give him, but I feel like his tactical decision-making has been okay. I don't think it's been...
Therein lies the problem, Ant. You said it yourself. We're discussing in relation to West Ham. Is that the barometer for success for a Chelsea squad? For a team that's spent hundreds of millions of pounds, they should be challenging for trophies and Champions League spots. And we're saying a West Ham result is something to be proud of. No,
it shouldn't be. You shouldn't. Well, I mean, we would be happy with that. We didn't fucking beat them, did we?
And that shows how much standards are slipped for us. For a certain club, the bare minimum should be what the bare minimum is. Anything less than that, there's no excuses.
Preach.
So we can say it's been treated harshly, but that's the standard they've set, and they expect the standard to be met.
Can I ask you a question?
Go for it, bro.
How come nobody's calling him what I really think that was, which is cowardly? I think it's pretty cowardly, like be in the cup and to not, like, realistically, Chelsea are not expecting to win the league. They are not expecting to win the Champions League. If you ask any Chelsea fan since the beginning of the season, what's our resident Chelsea fans' favorite thing to say? Top four. Don't include us in your title race. So Carabao Cup, you are literally 180 minutes away from the only trophy that you guys are really potentially going to be in contention for this season. And you have players like Cole Palmer on the bench and you don't start him. Do you know what I mean? like, I think people are going like, oh, it's pragmatic. Oh, it's this, that, and the third. I think it's cowardly. And I also think, like, the thing that you were saying, and like, I do think that's played into it in terms of the media trying to make a bit of a mug of him. But I think that's actually started this discourse about like, oh, why did Rossini turn up to Arsenal and not even try and play? And maybe it's because it's a cup game and not the league or that. But so many sides have done that this season. They turned up to Arsenal not trying to play football. They've turned up to Arsenal being like, oh, let's try not to get our cheeks clapped. And realistically, it's good that everyone's twigged it now and gone, that's an absolutely balmy decision for a manager to make if you need something out of this game. But he's the first gaffer you lot have asked this question of all season. Everybody else has been on us to play the exciting, fun, free-flowing football. The commentators were literally, we were experiencing mass psychosis. We're up in the tie. They are hanging back and letting us have the ball. Oh yeah, I feel like Chelsea are really like giving it to Arsenal. I wonder what Mikel Arteta's going to say. He's going to say, keep doing this for 45 minutes. We're going to Wembley. It's insane, bro. And there's always like a little bit of weirdness when it comes to Arsenal, but it's reached actual mental illness levels. Like, Rosina turned up and didn't try to play football. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be fucking fuming. What do you mean?
Bro,
90 minutes away from Wembley and we didn't try. Like, fair enough.
£200 million midfielders on the pitch. £200 million midfielders on the pitch and you don't try. Please.
What are we talking? That's pathetic. I don't, maybe because it was Arsenal, yeah. If a top 6 side did that against City or did that against Liverpool, like, we would call it what it is. It was cowardly. Yeah. I actually felt bad for Chelsea fans. That Rory, what's his name? Jennings guy, like, he was on there being like, I hate Arsenal, I hate Kai Havertz, I hate this, I hate that, I hate them. And I loved it. But that's not good, bro. You can't be spending hundreds of millions of pounds, like, word to Musa. Can't spend hundreds of millions of pounds and turn up and just kind of roll over and spread it. What are you doing? That's mental.
Yeah, no. I do agree with any criticism he's getting for the Carabao Cup, both legs, to be honest, at home as well. They didn't go for it until they were like 3-1 down and looking like they were out of the tie. It was weird management of both of the games for sure. But I do think they've been all right in the league. Like, he is what he is. There is going to be an element of learning on the job with him, and the stuff that Nash is saying about, I mean, Ted Lasso, like Io, I think that might be a bit too far, but I get kind of what you're getting at. He's not the finished article. He shouldn't be manager of Chelsea, let's be real. Reece was crashing out on here when there was talk of him becoming the manager. So that was valid. But I think in the tie, in this game, it didn't make any sense, man. No one should really be chatting about Arsenal too much in either leg, because Chelsea didn't really go for it. So it was a bit of a weird scenario. And yeah, if Chelsea are not attacking and you're up in the tie, why would you do anything other than just keep the status quo? Khem, you are a bit... Go on, Razor.
I was just gonna say, yeah, even what Nash said, yeah, like, people are crediting him with making substitutions and bringing it back against West Ham. We've been absolutely diabolical. They've been a stink fest all season, pretty much. Like, they just started, they had a turn in form. So now everyone's like, oh, okay, like, well, bro, like, I could do that as a gaffer. Oh, we're losing 2-0. Maybe I should change some of the people on the pitch. Like, we can't give this guy any credit, bro. I'm sorry, I've seen nothing from him. You're right, he shouldn't be the gaffer of Chelsea. But I think he's not a make-a-wish kid. This is the Premier League. No, what? We've seen excellent gaffers that are doing great work get fired for nothing, bro. Like, I get it. Blue Collar playing Football Manager on steroids or whatever it is, yeah? But, like, come on, man. It's crazy. It's a bit disrespectful to the league.
Khem, I just mentioned that no one's really given Arsenal any, or they shouldn't really be giving them any criticism for this game. So I turn to you. On the slight chance that you might offer that. What did you make of this game? It was boring, wasn't it? I don't know if you watched it, but it was a stinky game.
I didn't catch the game, but I caught some of the lowlights on YouTube. No, there's nothing to slander Arsenal for. Like, maybe Chelsea, like, maybe he pussied out with his tactics because, you know, when they, at Stamford Bridge, when they tried to play, they let in 3 goals at home, didn't they? So I could understand the whole, I don't know, sort of, I think Mourinho style of try and keep it cagey, maybe make the crowd tense or whatever, and then go for it last 20 minutes if that's what his plan was. But they failed to execute that. As for Palmer, I don't know. Don't their medical team sort of tell them who can and can't play based on their fitness? And that might have been something that he didn't have any say over as well. Nash was wild in calling him Dead Lasso, though, and he was inaccurate as well. He is Moss from the IT crowd, guys. He is trying to aura farm everything possible at every situation. He is weird. And someone said he's trying to get the attention off him. Well, he's not doing that. From day one, he has been adding more and more attention, more criticism his way. where he's just getting mocked left, right, and center. And now, as a former player, he's even getting cussed out by good people and terrible people, I hope, for his terrible first touch on the sideline. So yeah,
have a day off. Just have a day off. Please have a day off. I beg of you.
So it's poor from Chelsea, because you might as well go for it. Give your fans something to get excited for. But maybe it's quite clear they were just scared of what Arsenal could do. They obviously felt that Arsenal were a superior team, and he wasn't confident in going for it for the full 90. So that's really what it was, man. They lost to the better team, the stronger team made the final. So that's that.
I agree, man. Generally, I agree. And I guess the only thing I'm trying to work out from that game was who had a baggier touch. Was it Rosinha or was it Gyökeres during the game?
Settle down, mate. Settle
50-50.
down, mate.
Gyökeres honestly does just,
his dribbling is his dribbling's painful. Watching him dribble, it does.
But we can't. We'll leave him alone this week because I think he scored in the against.
He did. He scored in the Leeds game. He scored in the Leeds game.
He scored in the Champions League game. Oh, okay. So he's had a good week. We'll leave him alone.
Yeah, I hear you, but I still think it's 50-50 on who had the worst touch. But let's go to the Leeds Arsenal game. I have to give a big shout out to you lot for this, and Khem's going to go off on his little agenda about glazing or whatever. But Leeds away, and Khem knows, and me and Nash know, is not that easy. We've both gone there and not won, and you lot absolutely battered them 4-0. Could have been 6, could have been more. It was complete one-way traffic. Leeds were absolutely shite, and you guys were on fire. That Jesus goal at the end was class as well. So I'll throw it to you, Razor. You're doing all kinds of faces. What did you make of that 4-0 win? Was also, be honest, were you a little bit surprised at how easy it was because of everyone was making out this Ellen Road trip was going to be a sticky one?
I think I respect, or I try to respect, all of the other 19 sides in the Prem, and just because we slapped them doesn't mean Ellen Road is not a difficult place to go in. As you said, almost everybody else who features on this podcast hasn't had a lot of love there this season. Do you know what I mean? But realistically, I was surprised by how efficient we looked, how slick we looked. I agree it could have been 5 or 6. I guess it was more like I had an expectation of us to win. I think the majority of people in football had an expectation of us to win, but we all thought it would be a lot squeakier. We all thought it would be a lot harder going. We'd struggle a bit more. We'd find tougher opposition. And yeah, like I was pleasantly surprised, but I think that was more of a contextual thing in terms of people talking about, Arsenal mentality, failed to win in however many games, this, that, and the third. And, you don't want to just prove someone wrong. You want to prove them wrong, like, firmly, resolutely. So, yeah, it was a nice surprise, but it wasn't outside the realm of expectations. I think it was pretty, it was a decent performance. I'm not gonna, get me?
Yeah.
My butter is too buttery. It was a decent performance. Bloody hell. We've suffered, man. Look at these, man.
Don't be jealous.
I mean, it's a fish and chips to them. No longer it's a fish and chips to them.
This is you lot, well, not specifically you lot, but your so-called GOATs and ex-pros. Like, bro, you lot ran the celebration police. You ran the corner police, the own goal police, the set piece police, the only scores against lower team sides police. Like, yeah, we won. We got 3 points. 1, 2, 3. Put the fries on the back.
I'm just jealous, man. You're shining. I'm just jealous.
No, it was great.
I can't even be asked to hate him no more. I've run out of energy to hate. Like
you're lying.
If only we believe the words you
biggest
said.
Lie on the pod ever.
Just rest, man.
Where have I put any Arsenal hate in the last week?
Just leave.
2 weeks.
It's coming. Because you can't. There's nothing to
I'm
hate
opening
on.
pod. I said you're the joint favourites because you got more depth.
Man was comparing goal involvements in the last 3 Premier League games between Wirtz and Saka in the group chat. You are a shameless bastard.
We'll get to the Wirtz
Does
part.
that concern you about
That's
Saka's,
disgusting.
goal?
Bro, keep the Starboy's
Exactly.
name out your mouth, bro.
Because
Exactly.
I want England to do well,
Oh.
and if he's going to be playing for England, his bad form over the last 18 months concerns me.
He's still good for England. Don't worry about that.
Well, he let his country down a few years ago, so I just don't want it to happen again. Don't
Whoa,
want it to get
whoa,
abused.
whoa.
He's one of those. What have I told you about this guy?
yeah,
What have I told you about this guy, bro?
Form in Rickman's worth, bro.
I've told you
Rashford
about
let his
him.
country down as well as Sancho, man. They all need to get
Hey. Mandem.
He knows,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
knows who he is.
You've activated Nash now. All right, let's go to Io, because before the game, you were half happy, half not happy. Odegaard was riding the bench, but unfortunately,
Long may continue.
that was the happy part. The less happy part was that Eze wasn't coming into that position. Were you happy with the overall performance though? Because it didn't really matter, right? You got the dub. It was a 4-0 win. It was
I can't.
right?
Yeah, I can't be mad. Well, I was obviously at first I said it was like a slap in the face, but it was a slap that got kind of taken back after that. It was a good performance. I can't be mad about that part. Like you hold your hands up. Clearly, Havertz didn't do much, but obviously I think it was not against the Leeds game. I don't think he did much in the Leeds game. Like he was good. It wasn't influential, but I think it was good to see him. I think, as Arteta said, it's a bit more of a physical game. Maybe that's why I needed him there. But yeah, I think as I've always said, as you can see, it's not always Eze. As you can see, he has his moments. He needs. Some people say he's a bit of a moments player, but yeah, no, I think he's good. I think Odegaard needs to be, if it is Eze and Havertz interchanging, I still want to be happy. But you know what I mean? It's just I guess if Odegaard's third string, then maybe that's a good thing for the club going forward. And that's where we need to go for the betterment. Because I think that Leeds game was really impressive, as Ray said. Like you get to a point where it's not easy to go away to Leeds, and so what we did was it was effective, it was clinical, and yeah, man, I think Ezra needs a bit of running games, bit of confidence, but no, overall I was unhappy, not unhappy. I was kind of gutted for Eze. I think that's a better way to say it. I was gutted for Eze not to get the start, but we won, so I can't be mad if we win the games. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Can I throw this, and I'll bring you in, Jonty? Yeah. I get the sentiment that you want to see Eze from like the start, or you want to see more of him. But it's also surely a bit on him as well when he does come on to do something a bit more than he's doing. Because you could argue when Odegaard came on, man had an assist. I'm not saying he was world class after he came on the pitch, but he impacted it pretty swiftly. And I'm not a big Odegaard fan, right? But he comes on and he does something. And when we have seen even if you look in the Chelsea game, he didn't play that well. He didn't really do that much. So you can say that about Arteta, but Eze's got to do something as well, right? You're going to be fair with that as well. He's got to show more.
No, I mean, I think that is quite clear. But look at the conversation that we're having. We're having a conversation as Arsenal, two different teams. It's the team with Eze and the team without Eze. And Io only supports the team that has Eze in it. And if there's no Eze in it, then he doesn't support Arsenal.
You're such a liar.
We've created factions even within the Arsenal team. And this is the whole, like, the enemy of supporting your football club is this player FC bullshit that Io likes to live on.
Oh
right?
my God.
If the team without Muniri, without Eze, is not the team that he supports. Right, the team with Odegaard, you may as well be Liverpool, you may as well be Man City, you may as well be Man United, because he hates you.
I just want the betterment of our team.
Doesn't matter who else is in the team. It doesn't matter if Gabriel's in there or Saka's in there. As long as it's got Odegaard flicking his hair about, I'm supportive of that team.
I think everyone should want that. I don't know how that's a bad thing. I don't know how that's a negative. To not want Odegaard in the team, I don't get how that's a bad thing. I still support the team.
You're talking about the captain of our football team, whether he's good, bad, or ugly. Look at the way you're talking about him. You talk more vim for our players than you have vim for any other player for any other team that's played against us.
Did you not talk bad about William Gallas, who's the captain of Arsenal Football Club? It don't matter. Sometimes
if he starts for the team, I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't support these guys. I want them to lose because They don't have
I
the
never
player
said they
that I
want us
like
to
in it.
lose. I've never
You
said
may
they want us
as
to
well.
lose.
You've come
No.
in here. Look at your title. It's not always Eze, aka it's not always about Eze. Stop talking about him. Nothing to do with it,
No,
right?
it's not
Support the
easy.
team.
It's not always easy.
Support the team and
It's not
relax
always
yourself.
easy, mate. It's not always easy.
Bro, I feel like we're turning into Man United fans, where Antony and Nash argue about when Bruno starts or when Rashford's playing or when he's not playing. It's like, bro,
You set yourself off.
You
You
want them to win.
I didn't set you off there. You
If we win the
ignited
league
yourself.
and Odegaard touches the pitch the whole time and Eze never touches the pitch again, are you going to be happy? Yes or no?
Of course, I'll be happy. I won't be happy seeing him lift the
You're a
trophy.
liar. You're a liar.
I won't be happy.
End the
I'll be happy
conversation
after
now.
winning the
You are a
trophy.
liar.
No, I won't be happy seeing Odegaard lift it. I'd like to see Rice or Gabriel lift it first, but
Exactly. Look at this. He doesn't even want the captain to lift the trophy. He's not happy with the captain if he lifts the trophy. If literally Eze,
Can you go?
the
and
only way
support
he'll be
West Ham?
happy is if. Yes,
You
please.
live closer
Or
to
Man
their
City.
stadium. Can you go and support West
Man
Ham?
City need fans. They're
excommunicated again.
Look at their stands out
Yeah,
here. Man City can't fill out a stadium.
Rice and
Jonty's
Gabriel
right,
lifting that
bro.
trophy, it'd be fine.
Jonty is right.
Okay.
We've won 2 massive games, however many massive games.
Did I complain? Or did I say I just didn't? I was happy not
just
seeing Odegaard.
look at the man them's taglines here. We got Gyökeres is better than João Pedro, which is very debatable, but I back the energy. We got Havertz, a nice, and then what have we got? It's not always Eze.
What's
Why-
the
what-
difference
what-
between
no,
you
no,
guys?
No, that's what you meant by that. Because I could tell
It's
you,
not always
I'm celebrating
easy. It's
Havertz,
not always
he's celebrating
easy.
Gyökeres.
It's not always easy for Eze. It's actually a bit of a backhanded compliment. It's not always easy being Eze. Dude, there you go, mate.
Eberet,
Guys,
you're my
exactly.
guy. I want to see you ball out, but I also
100%.
want to see you with a medal. And the two aren't mutually exclusive, but one's more important than the other right now.
100%.
I'm not even talking to Ayo. I'm talking. Get me. All of this nonsense.
Even his camera knows that he's chatting shit because every time he mentions Eze's name, his camera zooms back out and he doesn't chat anymore.
I'm here. I'm always rooting for Arsenal Football Club. It's just Odegaard. I can't like every player, and Odegaard's just the player I don't mess with. That's all it is.
If we get away from just telling Ayo how sick we are of his negativity, like I said before we jumped live, like Odegaard does a lot of boring stuff really well, and Eze does a lot of really exciting stuff really well. Does he do the boring stuff well? Does he do the boring stuff as well as Odegaard? Because I'm going to be honest, boring stuff wins titles. Like you can't be like, oh yeah, we're going to put all of our faith into this brother that pulls out. We had Ozil, who's arguably one of the best 10s ever.
The most talented player ever, maybe, in terms of pure footballing ability.
What were we winning when we had him in the squad? Because we had guys that were meant to be playing their role. In the NBA, they call them role players or whatever. Like literally, we had them role players that were not doing the boring stuff well.
Couple FA Cups, to be fair.
Compilation of the last time we played City in the Carabao Cup final.
Yeah, a couple FA Cups, to be fair. That's not.
Now everybody's supporting the FA Cup trophy. We start talking about the fact that he's got the most FA Cups. It's suddenly a Mickey Mouse trophy.
I've always made the FA Cup. Let's not demean Ozil's influence. But no, I hear what you're saying. And I completely agree. Eze needs to do more of the boring stuff better. But I'm saying he needs to be more. I want to see him given that chance. Who have you summoned?
Who have you summoned?
Whoever shouted
Mickey Mouse to us.
At least for once, it's not going to be. I'm not crashing out at him. Right?
Say it louder.
So Shamari, we're okay. But I'm going to bottle the guy on the right-hand side of me, all right?
Say it louder.
We're going to go to Big God and he's getting bottled.
Mari, I agree with you, by the way. We didn't do ugly stuff. I'm saying the other guys.
He usually agrees with Ayo, to be honest, by the way. He's been excommunicated as well from his Arsenal group.
You know what I'm saying? But,
some people just know, man.
We've got players that are doing that stuff now, innit? Like Ayo again, in his continued quest for joy and happiness, was complaining at one point in this season about us signing Norgard. Like when we've needed Norgard, he's played in flipping centre back. He's played in midfield.
The camera's good. I knocked my camera out of anger. Why are you man are just making things up today, bro?
Run the tape.
It was
Run
a
the tape.
squad.
Run the tape.
I said no, God was a squad signing. What are we doing here?
You were complaining about the fact that we signed him and didn't sign Eze. I would say Norgard's done what we signed him for more than Eze's done what we've signed him for so far.
You man let this. The fact that we won this game and someone being attacked is crazy. We should be happy here. We should be enjoying happiness.
You wouldn't be attacked if the first thing that came out of your mouth when asked about the game where we battered a team was about Eze again.
Antony asked about Odegaard.
We were excellent.
Antony asked the question.
We were great.
You know what?
There would be no problem.
Do you know why I lost my mind? I lost my mind because he said, yeah, we won, so you can't complain. Bro, we slapped them 4-0 at their gaff. We didn't just win.
What? Did we get popped? This is a big question for you. Did we get popped or did they get popped? Who got popped today?
I must be getting mad.
Oh, don't get popped again. No.
You got Antony asked the question about Odegaard or Eze. Antony asked the question about Odegaard Eze. I answered the question with my personal preference, and then you, Jonty, came in to attack me. This is how this got to this point here. No, I did not bring
to see him lift the trophy. That is actually
that
insane,
came after.
Man.
You don't want to see Odegaard's armpits. Preference. You don't want to see no armpits unless it's Eze's armpits, essentially, right? You only want to see this from Eze.
behind your careers.
We have the Eze
behind your careers.
Corner.
You know what? That's the next headline. That's the next headline for next week's pod, bro. You might see that.
Eze's armpits.
Eze armpits, bro. It might have to, that might be the one. You man are crazy.
Oh.
How did we get here? We won the game.
To answer Ant's original question, should Eze do more when he comes on the pitch? Yes, of course. I don't think
that's what the question was, by the way. That's what the question was, by the way.
100%.
I've never seen a fan base so angry that's on for a quadruple. I've never seen. You don't deserve a shot parade, man.
You just shut up.
It was literally you, man.
The one thing that could unite them is you.
It was literally you, man. In Klopp's last season, when everyone said you should win a quadruple, you're on to win a quadruple, and then the whispers started about certain guys going to Real Madrid and certain man with bare teeth leaving and and then. Crumble.
Which quadruple charge are you talking about? Because there's been a couple I lost. I don't know which one you're on about.
You know, I just said listen.
How many times did you actually get it?
Exactly.
How many times did anyone actually get it, you dumbass?
Exactly. You can try all you like.
Proudly proclaimed about a trophy.
It happens once every fucking 40 years.
You guys are on for it. It's a low ceiling. It's all yours, man.
Yeah.
All right, we've got a few more months to load up this quadruple agenda that you want to run, Khem. If anyone wants to know how to get a crash out, that's top tier hosting by myself. I give myself a pat on the back for that one. All right, the Chelsea game against West Ham, we kind of talked about a little bit. Like they were really bad in that first half. They turned it around, and then just absolute bedlam kicked off in the corner. Traore, João Pedro, Cucurella, all the memes flying about. It was madness. But they just about got the dub. And I want to ask you lot, do you think Chelsea are actually going to make this Champions League spot? Because you've obviously got United, Liverpool, Chelsea all in the mix right now. You might get, Villa dropping back down into the pack, not sure. But do you think they've actually got a chance? Nash, I'll go to you, bro. Do you think Chelsea, with this manager, from what you've seen already, can make the top 5?
Despite my misgivings about the light-skinned Ted Lasso, because I'm judging my peers, so we're going to have 5 spots, aren't we? I'm presuming Premier League's going to have 5, so they have no reason not to. I can't see a scenario in which they don't make it.
Really? Okay.
Oh, we will finish above them. I'll say that prediction. United will finish above Chelsea.
Khem, what do you think, bro? As another team involved in this Champions League race, do you think Chelsea will make it, or do you think our teams, Villa, will pit them to it?
They'll make it because we're rubbish. I think we're not even in the top 5. So yeah, they should make it. And actually, on that topic with Villa, we need to unite. United, Liverpool, Chelsea, top 4, Big 6, Red Cartel, Super League, whatever you want to call it, and get Aston Villa out of there, okay? So that's what we need, like happened to Leicester a couple of years ago. So Chelsea will make it.
Every manager's
Chelsea will
excuses.
make
I need another transfer window, and he's just getting away with this with Villa under financial shackles. He's making the rest of them look bad.
Yeah, why? I mean, have I missed a memo? Why do you hate Villa, Khem? What's the beef with Villa?
No, them lot always cry. I said it at the start of the year, man. Those guys always crying about PSR and stuff, but then they'll spend like X amount on a player, so much on their wage bill, and then wonder why they're not allowed to buy anyone. Like those clubs, they splash the cash as well. They act like they don't. We even just saw Palace spend like 50 million on a guy who has one
cry
goal.
about the Cartel 6 all the time. I'm in a couple of other chats with a lot of Villa fans, and they cry about the Cartel 6 and they say it's always unfair on them, whereas they're just pissing money away on these random like 29-year-olds on huge wages, and they end up doing nothing with them at the end. So
they got Douglas or Louise back.
Else.
Like they have money to waste, so I don't want to hear their cries. But yeah, fuck them. Let's get them out.
They're going to lose. They're going to lose Unai apparently at the end of the season. There's some rumors.
Believe those Madrid links.
Yeah, I believe links, my friend. Yes,
bro, he'll be out by December. You know how
doesn't Mbappe already had him sacked before?
I'm not touching that. Yeah, Unai at Madrid is an interesting blend for me. If we go back to Villa, though, the real problem that Villa and a couple other clubs in, I would say, their kind of bracket in the Prem have is their ability to generate revenue, and that's where it gets really sticky. It's about how do you take what is essentially a local proper, if you like, football product and make it a global product that can kind of chat to a United, a Chelsea, a Liverpool, and Arsenal. And that's what I think a lot of these clubs are struggling with. And that's probably why when people obviously like Saudis buy Newcastle, for example, it's a lot of money. Money is good. But there's also now like a bunch of, because like football's rocketing in Saudi, and there's a bunch of Saudi Arabian youths that are looking for a team to support. And here we all support one team. We maybe don't hate another team, but like around the world, people are supporting like 4 or 5 teams. The Americans are supporting like 5, 6 teams. So people are trying to grow the brand of their football club so they can become more global. And I think that's where Villa's like proper struggling. I think they've tried it with Europe. They've tried it with signing players from different parts of the world. But realistically, I think that's what it is. When the Villa fans complain about the Cartel 6, that's what they should actually be complaining about. But they're complaining about us. They're complaining about bread when they should be complaining about having no fans.
Yeah, and I mean...
but the worst part of their argument really comes down to when they try and say, like, we should be able to buy players for expensive amounts and they do nothing and we should be okay just like the rest of you lot. But it's like they completely ignore the fact that they keep buying duds, and then as a result of buying duds, they're not allowed to buy more duds. It's like, well, okay, but once you do that for long enough and people actually support your team, then we can have that conversation. But like, you haven't really done anything in the grand scheme of things. You haven't put a new stadium. You haven't gone out and done a bunch of tours in Thailand or wherever else you want to go to and build a fan base. And at the same time, like let's be honest, they've got rid of some of their kind of maybe most marketable players. Like with the fact that they even considered getting rid of John Duran, whose career has gone weird now. Now he's like playing for Zenit St. Petersburg or whatever. But like he could have been their ticket because he was a highlight reel, you know, on steroids. Like he would have been one of those players that you could go and like buy the shirt of that you have like South American, Colombian. Exactly. So like, I mean, they got to be thinking from a commercial strategy point of view as well, and not just blaming the big teams who have been teams for a time. It's not like, outside of maybe Man City, it's not like the other teams haven't kind of earned their way here in terms of their fan base and in terms of what they've done.
They got 100 million for Grealish and they're still struggling financially.
Yeah, it's confusing because there are to both your points. I agree that there are models out there that smaller clubs than Villa are using to succeed. Brighton are the best example of current times, where you got Brentford's as well, Southampton in years gone by, where you can completely change the financial landscape of your club by doing unbelievable transfer deals and just getting your success rate with your transfers super high. And they had that chance, to Khem's point. They flipped Grealish for 100 M's And they've sold other players for big chunks as well. Even Duran, that you mentioned, Jonty, he went for quite a big chunk to Al Nassr. So, I mean, you know, they've had opportunities. They've just bought a bunch of shite players for too much money and not done good business. So, yeah. But, you know, well, you know, thank you for that. We'll accept that one. Appreciate that one. But yeah, anyway, we'll move off Arsenal, Chelsea, and somehow Villa. That became the conversation. But let's go on to United Fulham 3-2. We were 2-0 up, threw the lead away, only for Benjamin Sesko to score a winner in the 94th, 95th minute or whatever it was. We'll come to you, Nash. How do you feel about the game? Do you feel like we deserve to win it? And what did you make of the kind of bag of late goals that were conceded and scored by us?
I don't think the result was ever in question. I was just more looking to see what the mentality would be like after going down. Because under Amorim would collapse like a house of cards, and just seeing if we could put a team away that we should be beating technically, not even technically, realistically. So the game was nothing game. I just wanted to see that we could do the job that was put in front of us. And then that, in terms of that, I wouldn't say I'm impressed, I'm satisfied. But late goals, it's been a while since we've had those moments. Before, under different managers, even during our down periods, we used to have exciting late wins. But under Amorim, that was all gone. It was predictable and it was nothing but losses. But seeing a comeback, it's not even a comeback, just seeing a last 5-minute goal, it just gets the blood going, man. I felt brand new, man. I haven't felt that excited in a long time. I can't lie, I was happy.
I'm not backing up Amorim, but I love how Nash has completely deleted like Leon from his memory. And the fact that Amorim did that crazy comeback against Leon. But nah,
you know who did the comeback against Leon? It wasn't him, bro.
Cobby, yeah, I get it. Cobby and Maguire. I know where your props are going for that. But yeah, 3-2 win. You know what? I thought it was quite comfortable at 2-0, but Fulham were always kind of in it. It wasn't like they are a good team, man. And we've always struggled with them, especially at Old Trafford. I mean, me and Johnson gone to see one of the games against them where we were losing it right until the end. One of the only good things Bumcho did was getting Willian sent off that time when he handballed it on the line, and we managed to pull it back and get the win in the end. But they've always kind of pushed us right to the end. The one thing I did really enjoy, apart from obviously just about nicking the win at the end, was just there's that clip of Marco Silva's face.
Bro,
when they scored the equaliser. He hates us so hard. And he was proper like fist pumping and going absolutely buck wild when that Kevin guy scored right at the end with it was a peach of a goal, to be fair to him. But yeah, when Sesko banged it in the top corner, his that face was a picture. So yeah, man.
Casemiro's last dance. I'm enjoying it, man. After last season, when he looked like he had one leg left and needed to go see which doctor he's back, man. I like this Casemiro, man. This is how you say goodbye to a team.
Yeah.
I'm loving the fact that Jamie Carragher's had to come out and basically say the football has not left him, but the punditry has left Jamie Carragher.
Bro,
He's
I've
had to
also
roll
liked to
that
have
back so
catchphrase
much.
and be forced to use it, even if it's against you, bro. No, fuck that guy.
Yeah, no, I agree with Johnson. I mean, he's obviously doing it through gritted teeth now because, yeah, I do kind of agree, though. I did watch the clip when Carragher was talking about it, and he said that Casemiro had a really good first season. He's having the renaissance now before he leaves. But there was definitely an 18-month period where Cass was finished. It did look like he was finished. So, I mean, Carragher coming out and saying that kind of stuff is he's obviously doing it for clips and clickbait and all that kind of stuff. But it wasn't only him out here. A lot of United fans wanted us to ship him as well. It's only...
I know, but proper analysis was sure, like, on Ten Hag, his last couple of seasons, he started playing the kamikaze midfield, leaving Casemiro solo in the formation, and then under Amorim, I don't know what was going on there. So I was like, even when during his down period, there was evidence that he could have played better if the tacticians in charge just did something slightly different. So I feel bad for him that he wasted a year and a half.
Well, a lot of this kind of goes back to it, right? We put a lot on individual players, and we say like individual players should play well, regardless of what system they play in, what they're being asked to do. And I think particularly when it comes to like a centre midfield pairing or a centre back pairing, it is a lot about the two people that you choose be next to each other. And I do think that like Casemiro and Mainu go together really, really well. Like you've got the experience of Casemiro that probably helps Mainu out. That's the area where he needs the most help, right? As in the experience, being in the right positions and so on and so forth, making the right choices. But then next to it, I mean, that Mainu was profiled as somebody who can't run or doesn't have the legs. But it clearly helps Casemiro to be next to somebody that's actually young and can do a bit of running next.
And he does have the legs. That's what's crazy. He has the legs.
Yeah, exactly. And so Casemiro kind of gets the benefit of that, of having somebody next to him who can do a bit more of the run. And I also think it helps to have Martinez behind him, right? Have a quick centre-back that can come up quickly and kind of clean up and sweep where it needs to. I think all of that contributes to Casemiro probably having the ability to play for a couple of years longer at this level. Do I think he's going to be someone to get back into like a title race type of thing? Probably not. And you're going to have to start managing his minutes more and more as he gets older, because he's like, what was he, 34 or something like that? But I think class doesn't leave you. And we know that Casemiro is a class player. He's been a class player for most of his career. It was very funny to call him a kebab man and watch him misplace passes every 5 seconds. But like, let's be honest, like he's still a class player deep down. Put him in a system and he'll look good. So anybody that was calling like the end of his career, it's mental to do that to somebody who's got such a CV and like abilities that he had or has.
Yeah, the thing I would throw into it though is there was definitely a period where he didn't look fit. Like there is a system thing around it where they were asking him to do something that even prime Casemiro would struggle to do, because he's never been that Kante type player in terms of covering pure grass and just like, you know, he's been a destroyer. He's been sitting behind Kroos and Modric for most of his career, who are the epitome of control, and he just has to mop up everything behind them. And he definitely did have a period where he, like, the kebab man stuff was disrespectful now in hindsight, but he definitely has got himself back into top shape, and he's able to.
Lazy and emotionally down. They put on the weight. You can see in his face, man. He's always had a round face, but last season he was taking a piss.
Yeah, he's definitely back to top fitness. That's one thing I will say, and that's helped him with this form. But you also, like John said, I agree, man. Right back on the Cobby train. You stink, Khem. How dare you ever call him an industry plant or whatever bollocks came out of your mouth during that time? That boy is top tier. I don't think the Fulham game was.
They don't make him like him, bro. They don't make him like him.
I was rewind because he's saying he's back on the Cobby train, but there was a large period where you were off that train, my friend. I think we might need to pull up a couple.
Yeah, he stopped, dropped, and rolled off of that thing, man.
He was back in Amorim, bro. I remember those days.
Yeah, but
he's faking his love for Cobby the same way he faked the
that is shameless, and that is shameless behavior on your part to try and sneak back in, you know.
I'm not sneaking back in, bro. I've always been on this train. I've always been on the train. I was just in the quiet, you know, the quiet cabin for a little bit while the Amorim stuff was going. But now I'm back on the first class seats, man. I'm back on the Cobby train. But yeah, I was just going to round out the Cobby stuff. I don't think it was like I think he was like absolutely class against City. I think he was very good against Arsenal. I think in this game he did what he needed to do. It was a very tricky game in midfield. He did the dirty work. He did a bunch of challenges. He did like loads of last-ditch stuff that he needed to do that people, when they were back in the Amorim stuff about him not having legs, like he's proven that now. We all know that as a fact. He's not, again, like someone who's going to cover loads and loads of like every blade of grass in a Kante type way. But I mean, the stats, he was the player who covered the most grass in both of those big games. And I'm sure his stats for Fulham were pretty good as well. But Cunha scores, Sesko scores. I'm not going to lie, man. When Sesko took that first touch, I was livid. I thought he'd effed it up, man. I thought
he's got the first touch, man.
Nah, he
all the tools he needs to be a top striker, man.
Bro, we need to be realistic. That first touch, man, took it back behind him, and I thought, what the hell is he doing?
It was a shoulder feint, man. He was positioning himself. No look shot.
Talking about shoulder feints.
What are we doing here? What are we doing here? The finish, to be honest, was
he's got worldies in his locker, man. That's his bread and butter.
bro, don't say that bread and butter when man's got 5 goals. We can't be doing that. But that was a class goal. You would not see.
I will say though, we haven't lost
a certain Swedish man scoring that.
The striker derby this season. We haven't got the worst one.
A second.
He's injured, bro. That's not fair. Carry on, man.
All right. Two Swedish strikers wouldn't have scored that one. But
I swear he's
the
only
thing
got
is,
like 2 more goals than the guy with a broken leg, man. What are you doing?
So he's got more goals. Thank you for
exactly. And he cost less than half the price.
Way more minutes.
Calm down, broski. We'll get to Liverpool in a minute.
I know that we're skipping over a little bit. We're talking about Sesko a lot. I'm fine. Have your moment. But when we talk about the man that passed it to Sesko, and can a certain man that is in the bottom left-hand corner...
Johnson's going to run back this train every single episode. Go on, Nash. What do you want to say about Fernandes?
Fernandes, that rat-looking motherfucker. You played well, man.
Man.
Like I said, when I wasn't on the pod last week and I was on the comments on YouTube, he changed your life. You bummy brothers, show him some respect. He's been your best.
So I hold him to higher standards.
He has been your best player during some of your most ghetto years. Yeah, he deserves your respect at the bare minimum.
And begrudgingly, I'm giving to him now. I'm open to admit when I was wrong. He's done all right.
Man called him a rat-looking motherfucker.
Exactly.
20 seconds ago was when he said
that. Dummy on Bassi was crazy.
But on this topic,
staying on his hill, man, not like you switching.
Yeah, I mean, it's been 3 games. So give him some time. He might flip over onto the other side of that fence like Antony's been doing, hopping that fence one side to the other on me. Right, hop back over that fence in a couple of minutes. Especially if you get third or if you get closer to the top than you expected to. I'm sure that
I just need Bruno to be consistent on this one, bro, because I know he's going to put in a stink in the next game or 2, and I'm going to be like, yo, this is what I'm talking about. This is the Bruno I know. But for now, I can't.
If Broski doesn't get to cut his hair, Nash will be back on the podcast cussing everybody again.
Yeah, this is a fact. But the thing is, right, and we're not going to do what these Arsenal man did earlier. But Nash, when people say Fernandes needs to get more consistent, it's not realistic, because more consistent, you're talking about KDB levels. He's not KDB. So the level of consistency he already has is very consistent. And what you're asking for is another level that he can't reach.
And when they say consistent, I mean they want him to be less sloppy on the ball, less kamikaze with his passing, but that's who he is. So to take that side of his game out of it, he's no longer going to be Bruno. He's going to be something else. So you have to take that side of his game.
But you're also putting him in a position where he can afford to do that, right? A 10 is supposed to do stuff like that. That's what we expect.
That's fair.
From a 10.
You can do this nonsense he's playing now, but before when it was on Amrim as a 6, didn't want to see it. Didn't want to pass it.
And that's fair, right? And that's fair. If you're forcing a man who is built to be like that, to play in a position which makes him look a lot more, let's say, vulnerable, and then he starts doing the hero again, like how much of that should be on him versus on the manager that's putting him in the wrong position constantly, right? Like maybe again, I know you don't need to be convinced. I know that you hate Amorim and you would like to see him go to The Hague. But my bigger point is like how much of all that anger that you had for him before was actually just placed that you should have been putting on the people that put him in a position where he should not have been playing.
No, you're right. I'm willing to admit that a lot of my anger was misplaced and that I was taking out my frustrations on Bruno because he was someone I could see getting shipped off before the manager. But now a lot of my anger's dissipated, and you know what? I'm begrudgingly giving him his accolades.
So I want to bring up one point. I don't want to take us too far away, but I saw one like big was being discussed on the internet around Man United, right? And Man United fans were essentially debating for the whole time that Bruno Fernandes has been at Man United, has been a thumb up or a thumb down. Like, is his career at Man United, if he leaves in the summer, is it going to be a yes, he was good for us, or was it going to be a he was good for us? It was a lot more like even both sides than I would have expected it to be.
I would say for the price tag, he wasn't bought as an £80 million player. He was bought as a chance signing because City were in for him as well, 40-something odd million signing. So there's no way he could ever be classed as a down for him. But he never, so it's like, he was always been a success. But I guess I expect elite at United, So in terms of the levels that I hold him up to, he may have not reached those highs, but in terms of his actual career here, he's done very well compared to the rest of the signings who are bought for so much more money and drastically underperformed compared to him.
So above Pogba in the Man United.
No. Pogba
Pecking
a lot more.
Oh no. Okay.
Especially in that season, highest assister,
checking.
highest passing. No. Labille will always be.
Bruno's got 12 assists right now. He's clear of anyone else in the Premier League. And I was actually mocking this to you, I think, Johns, when I saw you the other week, where people were saying, can he reach the Henry KDB 20 assist record? And I was saying no chance, blah, blah, blah. And then he managed to get a couple of assists in the next game. So I don't know. It's possible that he can get close to that record. But yeah, back to Johnson's question.
Many an Egyptian died.
Yeah,
that record is cursed.
With that question, that shouldn't be a question, man. Like it shouldn't have a Brexit result. It should be absolutely overwhelming that Bruno has been a thumbs up for United. The fact is, we've been a thumbs down for him. If we think about the players that we brought around him,
Bruno, is he got a lot more grace and support from the United fan base than Pogba ever did. As like they're not that give excuses for Bruno. They say the team let him down. They should have done more for him. Poor Bruno, he deserves better. None of the same grace was afforded to Pogba. So that will always be another thing about this whole dynamic that will frustrate me to no ends.
Yeah, but then that's just you misplacing anger again, because that's not Bruno's fault. That's our
stupid fans' fault. My feelings. This is honesty.
Yeah, fair enough. And I agree with you on that.
90 minutes.
You know about that, don't you? We'll get to your £70 million defender, that 19 years old, the outerwear chap in a little bit, bro. But before we do,
currency as well.
I will just wrap up this United Fulham game and just saying, if we look at the XG, Fulham should have won this game. So I just thought I'd drop that in there for you. All right, let's go on to Liverpool.
Quickly, do you think we made top 4?
Yeah, I think we'll make top 4 or top 5 Champions League. I think we'll definitely make top 5. Yeah, I think we'll definitely make top 5. What order? Not sure. Because I do actually think the hot take, I think Villa will start slowing down. I don't know if that's a hot take anymore, but yeah, their injuries in midfield. If I was a Villa fan, I'd be seriously worried. All their good midfielders are out for the whole rest of the season, and they've got Douglas Luiz back. And I'm not a big fan of him, so I think they might drop off a little bit now. And Leon Bailey's back as well, and he's shit. So all right, let's go to Liverpool, Newcastle. 4-1 Liverpool. Hugo Ekitike scores 2. Florian Wirtz scores, and I think he gets an assist as well. Konate scores after he's come back from some personal leave. Obviously, his father passing away and all that. RIP to him. Khem, what did you make of the game? Because it was a rocky 30 minutes, man. Anthony Gordon was out here scoring. You know, you're looking a bit ragged, but you turned it around and got a comfy win in the end.
Yeah, it's just typical Liverpool, really, especially at Anfield. They can give up. You can get through them and play between the lines. So I think they lucked out. I think they hit the post as well before they scored, so it could be a completely different game. But good to see our 23-year-old striker and 22-year-old midfielder still getting up to speed and starting to really, really ball out and get those combinations together, finding their feet in a new country, new league. So well done. It's just funny that he's gone back to this is the same team he played against Carabao, and it's like the same team he played that I saw in the Community Shield and the one that played the first couple of games in the season when idiots Carragher were crying about, you know, the balance of the team and the mid block and the low block and all this woke shit where he's trying to sound smart to get a new contract from CBS and all this fucking bollocks he's talking about. And then Slot definitely wallied out and then tried to make the team more compact for about 5 months and bored the life out of us. And now he's just gone straight back to the team that will concede chances but will create a lot of chances. So here we are back to the start. So yeah, good win. Happy that it was a strong moment for Konate, because he even said he came back because obviously we had more injuries at the back, so fair play to him for doing that. Because obviously, there's things that are bigger than football. Lost his father and all of that. So and he had a good game as well. Not just the goal. I think he played really well. So credit to him. Good performance. They just have to build on it, really, if they can. That's the only thing that they've been completely lacking this entire season is any form of consistency. I know there's been injuries and civil wars and all sorts going on, but yeah, it's just good performance. Hugo's probably the only shining light of this season, and he's getting the numbers to go to back up with the performances now, because the guys earlier in the season were missing like easy chances, and he could have had some stats to go with it, but he was worked hard off the pitch. I did tell you about his new bodybuilder plan in November, and it's paying off now. He's as creative as Starboys. So let's see if it continues. As for the future of the manager, who knows? Because they had this pre-planned red table talk kind of shit that they have with the CEO and the manager and someone else, and they're saying all this crap. It's just for the club sponsor, really. But then I saw this thing I sent to you guys where Virgil was speaking to Gary, and then like at the end he's saying like, I hope he ends it in a positive way. Does that mean the season or does that mean his time? Like, so that'll be interesting to see how it goes. I hope it can be good for him to go out on a high. We got City next, so it might just get absolutely pammed again like they did at the Etihad 3-0. Because last time we went to play them, it looked all good. We won back-to-back games, League and Champions League, Villa and Real Madrid, and everyone was thinking, okay, we're fine again, and then we weren't. So it's just that'll be a good test of where he's at against a team that will play well and be on the front foot and maybe have the ball more as well in the match.
Yeah, I mean, the cheek of you to come at me about Kobe Mainu flip-flopping, and you've just said that about Slot. You stink, bro.
What did I say? I've not changed anything. What have I said? I've always said I hope he goes out on a high. I've not flip-flopped.
The receipts with you cussing him, going absolutely off in a group chat about Slot and saying all kinds of things that we can't repeat on air, although you do try to every now and again. And then now you're saying you hope he goes out on high. That you didn't say that a few weeks ago on the pod. You were hoping he lost. You stink, bro. This is diabolical behavior, even for you, Khem. I have to give you.
And another thing, following on from Virgil's convo with Gary, since you want to talk some shite, is his point. I want to ask you guys. Virgil was saying to Gary, ex-players have a bit more have to have a bit more like responsibility in terms of calming down the amount of like vitriol that's put out there. Like we're talking about Carragher and Casemiro. Do you agree that that's fair? Obviously, it's part and parcel. You're going to get criticised for a poor performance, but the level of disrespect that sometimes comes with it from ex-players, do you think it's too far? Since every United United ex-players are particularly at fault for this as well. So I don't know. I wanted to ask you guys, like, do you think that is a valid statement from him in regards to the modern day pundit?
Of course, it's a valid statement. I mean, like every single one of us here can say that we have hated one of our legends at some point or another because of some dumb shit that they start when they've been doing their punditry job. Right? I can talk about Martin Keown, you can talk about Carragher, and Nash can talk about 15 man that are constantly cussing his team out and cussing out his managers and so on and so forth. So I don't think it's like a crazy point, but at the same time, like if they're in a punditry job, they're supposed to at least try to be objective and be able to like critique your team. And let's be honest, it's not as if you're in Man City's position where you're a couple points to the top or whatever else. Right? You're having quite a stinker. So for them to call out your players or your manager, you'll have quite a bad season coming off the back of a Premier League winning season and one that was very impressive. I don't think it's crazy for Carragher to come out and say, well, Slot needs to be doing better than this, or Virgil van Dijk and Salah and these men need to actually be doing something more legends dressing room or whatever. I just think that you guys don't want to hear it. Like I don't think any player wants to hear the legend of their current team cuss them, right? It's like when Odegaard's getting cussed out by Omri or Arteta's getting cussed out by whoever, it's never going to feel good. But sometimes you've got to take it on the chin.
The other
Go on.
real thing here, yeah, is this. I can't believe I'm saying this, but even Carragher, yeah, is so much more qualified to talk on football based on his knowledge of football. In theory, when you take the Sky Sports renewal contract out and trying to not get replaced on CBS and all of that, yeah, when you take all of that shit out of the frame, just as it fucking stands, he is way more qualified to talk about football. That's the idea of these past players, especially legends who've done it and won it. Like, the idea is that you're supposed to bring analysis, and the problem is that brothers are more focused on clickbait and engagement numbers than actually provide an analysis.
That's what I was going to say. Yeah,
you can see the skew, especially when we talk about it, because, like, okay, Carragher's. I feel like a lot of people have a lot of problems with Carragher, yeah, because Carragher, a lot of people don't rate him that highly. Do you know what I mean? Especially a lot of young kids now, like, they haven't seen him, they didn't see him play. They look at the stats, they're like, they look at what other people who played with him think of him, they're like, When you get an Henry or a Rooney, or even for some reason Roy Keane, like, that man can say lots and lots of stuff. They get a lot more leeway because people know that even if I think you're moving mad, Uncle TT, I know you know bull. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's the problem, innit? You need to take away the engagement baiting and the cycle of news that we're in now. And when you think about it, because look at us. Bro, like, we all go to the pub or go to football games or watch games with our brethren. We're in the group chat talking about football, analysing football, talking about low blocks, long balls, and vice versa, outside nines, the inside forwards, this kind of 10, inverted overlapping. Bro, these men all know way more about the systems in the game than us, innit? Like, I think the disappointing thing is that they work for these companies that either they're willing to do it or they have to do it in order to hit numbers and be competitive and keep putting food on their kids' table. But, like, it's just so much nonsense. Analysis in the game has gone to, like, dog water. It's rubbish, and that's the real problem, isn't it?
And don't ignore the fact that he's also protected a hell of a lot when you probably should have been critiqued a lot more. Like, he's been protecting, and let's be honest, like Sky Sports and a lot of others have been protecting your players more so than I think other fan bases. I know this probably comes across as a biased take. Let's be honest, the Liverpool fan base, generally speaking, is a lot more together than most other fan bases. You have more of like this, I don't know, we're all together, we're all in this together type of attitude that a lot of other fan bases definitely don't have. And you say, right, like, Carragher has kept his vitriol for Man United, right? So that Liverpool blood kind of runs through him. He's completely different. He actually grew up supporting in Everton. And he's protected your team a lot more than if he was a true objective.
I don't think he did, because when you look at the Salah situation, that was he could have kept his mouth shut that whole time, really.
No, he can't. That's his job. It was the biggest story in football. But the thing is, to Virgil's point, he's talking about ex-players and some of their slander and their clickbait towards current players, because those ex-players were once current players in their day, and they had to deal with it as well. So they kind of have a responsibility.
In Salah's good times,
they paved the way, but
Salah's one of the best Premier League players of all time. Which, let's be honest, he's one of the top maybe 10, but he's not number one. So at the same time, when you're doing well, he's bigging you up and saying that your team is one of the best teams ever, and so on and so forth. So, like, I mean, he's going to do the click both ways, and I know that, like, your fans and your players probably don't like to hear it coming from who's someone that's supposed to be like an ambassador of your club or whatever. But at the same time, like, he's definitely bigged you up a lot when he didn't have to.
And what about the United guys and their influence basically on their last 8 managers as well? That's been a big part.
You know, if
none of them were good managers themselves.
Anything, Scholes, Roy Keane, and all that man would be talking absolute waffle about Man United. It goes the same way, but also Man United is a completely different story from your team. Right, Man United have been absolutely mental for the last however many years, and these men have just come out and called it. Like, I don't agree with like this Scholes, Nicky Butt stuff where they're coming out and dissing people left, right, and center. And that's just the problem of not everyone should be allowed to buy a mic. The same way that not everyone is allowed to buy alcohol, not everyone is allowed to buy a gun in America. There should be something else, microphones, StreamYard subscriptions. whatever. Some of these men should not be allowed them.
Us. We should be policed. We should be taxed and licensed. I was trying to raise my hand, but it kept getting lost in Wesley Fofana's tears. Basically, yeah, the other thing there is, as much as I hate the flipping United way bollocks and how biased they're allowed to be on loads of major broadcasters, if there's one thing that I hate giving any ex-United, especially that group of ex-United players, there's one thing I have to give them. They've absolutely ripped several United players and managers a new one on numerous occasions. Like, who's chatting to what? Like, the captain of United is gonna say, "Oh yeah, Roy Keane's a dickhead. He needs to shush." No, he's not, bro. No, he's not. He's not saying that to Roy Keane. He's not saying it to Wayne Rooney. Some of them man are shook to chat to Gary Neville, innit? Like, so being like, Jamie Carragher, who is like, basically he's like a unicorn. Do you know what I mean? In that sense, like, you've got a lot more talented players or a lot more successful players that played for your club that do punditry that don't have the platform that Carragher has. He has to do something to stay relevant. Like I said, if you were going to replace somebody from that CBS Galazzo team, who are you replacing?
Carragher.
So he's got to stay there, bro. Like, he's not Thierry Henry. He doesn't have the charisma of a Micah Richards. He's not got he's the guy, like, level of respect that someone like Wayne Rooney gets, bro. So he has to do these things. He's playing the engagement game, like I said. But let's be real.
Yeah.
Acting like it's a game-wide or a league-wide issue with pundits saying this, that, and the third. I'm gonna say it, Jonty. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
a little bit disingenuous for me, innit? Feels like a flipping Liverpool problem and a Carragher problem, if we're being real. Because nobody's telling Thierry to shut up, even when I think it. I would never reply to Thierry Henry's like tweet on or post being like, "Shut up, Thierry Henry."
Doesn't disrespect.
Thierry Henry. Yes, he does.
He doesn't
Thierry
disrespect
Henry.
your player.
Yes,
he does.
He has.
Yes, he does.
Who did he last disrespect? Arsenal.
He was calling us panickers like 3-4 weeks ago. He was saying like, I think because none of them have won anything, they're all scared. What are you talking about, bro? But he's Thierry Henry.
Let's be honest. Uncle TT's opinion. Uncle TT's opinions have been quite similar to Io's opinions about Arteta and Odegaard. But the difference is he's a legend of the
and Io is a crap.
And when you talk to Ayo about playing football, he wants to talk about a goalie appearance. That's how no man's not got tech.
You can say all of that, but the point remains exactly. Thank you, and I'm so glad someone says it. My points are not
supporting you, bro. He thinks that TT is a shit pundit, and he compared him to you, and you're taking it as a compliment.
My points are not. My points are not said in a vacuum. If it was just me saying these things, I'd understand why you might get angry. But when you're telling me this is even what did Khem say? His boy said I'm not speaking for myself. But TT has said things that I agree with, and that I tell you about Arteta as well. So it's the exact same thing. So, but then you guys are all getting to. So I haven't spoken a while, but yeah, the same thing. Punditry. You're gonna say things that people aren't gonna like. But I'm glad that me and TT can be enlightened in certain things. Yes, he's a legend.
No.
A legend in his
sport. The reason that Thierry is the way that he is, the reason that my opinion on why he struggles to coach, is because he's so fucking gifted. He's trying to tell man how to do stuff, and he's just like, why can't you just do it? And
he can't.
Bro, I can't. I'm not you. I can't. But you're not him. That's why your opinion sounds silly to us.
That doesn't relate to my opinion. As long as my opinion is shared by someone like Henry, I'm never gonna take what you man told me seriously.
Let me ask you a question. All right, the point you're making is that because other people have the same opinion as you, it means that your opinion is valid.
Not other people.
I would like to point you to the theory of a flat Earth. There are many people who believe the Earth is flat, and they are all idiots.
The king of Highbury, please. Other people is clearly disingenuous. The king of Highbury.
He did not say that Thierry agrees with you. He said that
he said there's points that he makes on Arteta and Odegaard.
Yes, exactly.
Can confirm to my He told me Io is right about Odegaard. You're not alone there, Chief. I've said
Oh,
it.
nobody thinks Odegaard's the answer. We're just saying that Io needs to love Arsenal more than he hates Odegaard. None of us.
I'm tapping.
none of
Don't worry about it anyway. Andy, thank you for activating me again. I was listening, but you activated me again because that was good.
None of us
Yeah,
want
but-
to see Odegaard
Seems a bit
first.
quiet.
I would like to activate somebody else, and he is below me, and he's wearing a Beijing Guoan shirt. And I would like to ask you, how did Cody Gakpo play? Because I could have sworn that he started and you won.
Yeah, he did. In the 2 games, we scored 10 goals in 2 games, and I don't think he scored or assisted in any of them. So there, let's move.
Oh, now that
on to the
matters.
next
Now that matters.
Now you're
Now-
so
now it matters.
disingenuous. Oh my
He's a
god!
I'm sorry. Is his job to get clean sheets or to score and assist?
You're
Like
so
you said, he's a high volume player, and
He's
he's a high volume.
having
He's a high volume
Nightmare.
player. I saw him at the
Nightmare.
Center as well. So
You are
he
shameful.
just
Ken.
running.
Even
He
that's
pressed. He
bad.
pressed well. He won the ball back. Gave it to people who will do something with it. So I'll give him credit for that. Played. He didn't cut inside.
Alright,
Okay,
look,
so he did all the
he-
things
he-
that you ask him to do, and all the
Yeah, he
things
did.
that you completely
We're in
disregard when
February
he's
now.
not playing the way that you want him to play. So
We're in-
goals and
We're in,
assists.
we're in February now.
Those
We're in
things are
February
now the
He played it to
problem.
the left back. He passed it to his cam. He passed it to his striker. Took him until February to play just an unselfish role player that he is. So happy for him. It's good. Let's not let him.
No.
He thinks he's
So he's not the
Ronaldo.
he's
Now
not the
I realise
root of all of your team's problems, correct?
Huh?
He's not the root of all
The
of
root
your
of our
team's
team's
problems.
Bro, he has
All
a
right,
Premier League title, yeah? That's my
Let me
guy,
ask you
Cody.
this. Let
What's
me
that
Now
got
you're
to
back
think,
him,
bro.
Now he's back
Yeah.
him. Okie dokie.
Let me ask this question then
They're all
to
together,
everyone.
NFT.
To everyone, yeah, because we know what Khem's opinion on this is. He's made it very clear in the group chat, and he's made some comments about this earlier. So he's got 6 GNA in his last 8 Premier League matches. Is it
Okay.
time that we start to run back some of the Florian Wirtz stinks comments?
No.
And has he actually come back? Johnson's gone
Nope.
no early.
No, thank
That
you.
means Saka's shit as well, then.
No, it doesn't.
You mean the guy that didn't cost 125 million?
Oh, why did you give Saka 300k? You should have given it to someone who actually contributed to the team rather than own goal.
Why did you give Salah 450 or whatever you've given him, and now he's fucked off and
Because
basically
he
the football has
banged
left him to use Jamie
29
Carragher's
goals and
words.
18 assists, you dumbass, and he's been the top
Couldn't steal the
scorer,
chain though, could
top
he?
assister
How many
3
assists he gets
times,
on?
bro. Goals and assists.
But
He's
no.
got like 4 golden boots.
Wirtz
Right?
stinks.
You gave 300k for a corner.
Genuine answers though.
And that
Like,
corner's at
I
the top of
know-
the
I
league.
know-
Where are you, my friend?
We are being genuine. We hate each other.
No.
But
I mean
we
about Birds. I know that you guys are going to bicker, and we could do an extremely long compilation of you guys going back and forth about every topic under the sun. But about Wirtz, I'm going to go to you, Nash. I'm going to avoid these two for a second. Is Wirtz actually a good player, or is this just
It's been a
purple
catastrophe
patch?
to sign it. It's been a catastrophe. For the price tag, his reputation before this, the clubs who are after him beforehand, this is diabolical. And this is a reputation you can't come back from. Even if he ends up being a decent player, a great player, this start of his contribution to Liverpool, you won't be able to live down. Great players
So
don't
you
come
think it's
back
going to be
from,
like Pogba
from
then?
blips like this. Alexis Sanchez at
dare
United,
you.
he had a catastrophic start as well. Never regained his reputation. You don't come back from a start like this. It's been diabolical.
So he's on that Labille trajectory. Damn, what a shame. But he's younger though.
I'm just telling you
He's
how I see it, man. I've never seen a player come back who's allegedly elite come back from such a poor start like this to make it to the highs they were expected to hit. He's not going to hit those highs. It is what it is. History is on my side. Tell me I'm wrong. Anyway.
I agree with you, but I do think he's definitely playing a bit better. I
You
think
see what I mean? A
Liverpool
bit
fan-
better. That's my point. There you
No.
go. A bit better.
I'm
I
gonna
rest
get
my
there, bro.
case.
I'm gonna get there. He's playing a bit better, but the Liverpool, like the XE currency conversion on a little bit better is now suddenly he's really good and he's acclimatizing and blah 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 blah. He's just got a little bit better than he was before. And maybe we were being too harsh to say he's completely shit and all this kind of stuff. You know, we got to do it. you guys been hammering every single big money signing we've ever had. And your one, Jonty 0018. Like, that's fucking terrible, right? But he's doing a bit better. Even the Newcastle game, he did simple stuff well. Like the assist for Ekitike is a nice little cutback. It's not some crazy, Mesut Ozil assist or something.
3 people and cut it back. Wow, you're just ridiculous, bro. You might as well move onto the predictions, man. He made past 3 guys and 3 players. It was a simple cutback. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Guess we went.
Despite my background, I'll try a bit more.
Your optician's appointment is due soon, dude.
You know what?
He looked good.
No, you know what? I'm gonna be like, as much as the slander of Wirtz is delightful and seeing Khem's sadness as we speak. He has actually his form has definitely improved. Obviously, I think what Nash is saying about the fact that once you start off bad, it is hard to regain that reputation. However, he does look like he's kind of getting used to the league now. He might be understanding how ways
bodybuilder program paid off.
What needs to be done. All right, settle down. Let me finish what I'm saying. So I think maybe I think now he might be adapting to the league. I still think the start is terrible, but as you said, the expectations of 125 million pounds is you have to hit the ground running.
100 million plus 16 add-ons.
Mate, the money's spent already, mate. They've banked it. Don't worry about it, mate. It's done.
Hey, if we get those 16 million add-ons, that means we've won a Prem or 2 or a Champions League.
Don't try to rehash it. But I like he's definitely. I think it is just a purple patch, and it is. But I think he's definitely adapted to the league now. I don't know whether he's going to be as Menashe said. He had a lot of expectations. Mate, Starboy's done it for nearly 8. Has done it for 8 years, mate.
Tell me what he's actually done. What has he done? What has he actually done?
Don't bring a Starboy into conversation.
What has Wirtz done? He hasn't won shit for you, and you're talking about Starboy's got to do more for that.
He won the league undefeated in Germany. Ended Bayern Munich's 10-year run.
But not that team.
Last time Bayern
He hasn't done that at your team.
He was there. He was the guy in that team.
You're pulling up somebody else's CV. You're going to the interview for a new job at TV with you, bro.
You asked me what he's done in the last 3 years. He's only just got
season. Pull up your CV.
Jonty, that's not even what he's doing. He's got a new girl. And he hasn't made her like.
Oh, let's not get personal. Otherwise,
he's saying
No, this is just Razor's analogies, Khem.
Yeah, bro. Don't get scared. I'm not talking.
Relax.
Don't panic. I'm talking about Wirtz. Man's threatening me because we're talking about football. This the other day, Antony was talking about the team that plays at the Amex, and he started getting personal with him. Anyway, this is like, if one was that better, Khem? If one has a new girl and you haven't been able to satisfy her. But you're like, it don't matter. Her ex made her get there bare times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool for me to not do it. What are you talking about, bro? He's been stinky. I was trying to be nice and I'm going to be objective. If Odegaard went 18 games without any level of goal involvement playing like that, he'd want him tied to the Hague alongside Amorim. What's everyone talking about? Why do we...
I just asked you, what has Saka done in the last few years?
Why does everybody go into mass psychosis of stupidity when we're talking about things that, like, when we're talking about things to do with, like, people just get personal. You're not thinking logically.
Saka defense league is strong, bro. He can't.
No, bro. Why do you want to talk about Saka? Why do you want to talk about Saka? Who the players compare him to? Why do you want to compare him to Odegaard?
You'd actually be better off with Marino staying fit than Saka right now, because Marino's been the one that's been pulling his weight.
Marino's foot is done.
Nash, you know it's the truth. Saka's a good person. I'm sure he's a lovely guy.
We're
getting into talking about Saka. Why are we talking about Saka?
He loves Arsenal, bro. He's a
okay, so I'm going to be objective, right? I'm going to be whatever Io says that he is, and I'm going to say, just let me finish my sentence.
Relax, one at a time.
Looks good right now, right? And I will say this, right? I'm not going to discount what he's doing in a Liverpool shirt at the moment. He does look good. He's managed to find his touch again. He's actually making good key passes again, and he's getting on the score sheet. He's getting assists, which is exactly what you want from a 10. That's the objective part of it, right? He's looking good in these last games. You might want to even say he's looking good for more than the last few games, whatever. My point, though, and Khem, you can talk about Saka all you want. That's fair. He hasn't been as he should be in the last couple of years. That's fine. With Wirtz, though, you have to bear in mind that the portion of time that he was not good for was quite long. So I'm willing to give him a chance here. And if the end of the season comes and he's got good numbers and he's looking good like he's looking now, then we can have a conversation about it. But just flip-flopping and say, okay, he was shit for 18 games. I'll even be generous and say he was only shit for 12 of those games. And then now he's been half decent for the next 12 games. That's not enough yet for us to all pull it back and say, okay, he's now worth 116 million or whatever the number is. Like, surely you still understand that, right? By the end of the season, if he keeps going like this, then sure, we can take some of it back and say we went early, he was adapting, whatever else. But you've got to just look at it and say, okay, he still hasn't fully made up for the start to the season.
I don't think any of them can say they've had a great season. Like I said before, Szoboszlai shouldn't be our best player. Right? At the start of the season, when they were doing mock-up teams, he wasn't even in it. Ekitike can, bro. Again, I wasn't expecting him to come in and be our best player either. He's done amazing. He's actually better. We need to give him a contract now because I feel like Madrid are probably talking to him already, or PSG. Like I'm scared he's going to be gone soon. But in terms of Wirtz, I get it. The price tag, that's completely fine. I get it. That's always going to come with expectation. But the thing I've always tried to say, and you treat it as a deflection, is you were cussing him out, and I'm like, what happened to giving players a bit of time to adapt to a new league? You call him fragile, you call him blah, blah, blah. He's done his work. He has been average, but the whole team sucked. So when we're talking about, Casemiro needs the right partner next to him, so how come Wirtz has been shifted around in multiple positions? The formations keeps changing. The players in front of him, to his left, to his right, keep changing. It's been a mess. There's been no consistency. It is a hard thing to do. And he's actually improved when there's been a good run in the team. The bodybuilder program has improved. He's played well. That's all I've tried to say this whole time. I don't know what you're shaking your head. Sesko sucks.
Nobody's denied that he's improved, though. But I think it goes back to what was said originally when this was brought up. What I started trying to make an analogy for, and you got a bit feisty. Like, it's one of them things where you're trying to say, like, oh yeah, like he's like improved. Yeah, he has improved, but let's be real. He was a transfer record fee signing. He's gotten better. Isn't really the levels or the barometer or the yardstick or whatever you want to call it for. You put a meme in the chat talking about like, in the past 38 days, he's bro, the opponents that you've had, like Ayo said, it's a purple patch, bro. Man are talking about beating Wolves. Man are talking about drawing with Leeds. Man are talking about drawing with Fulham, drawing with Burnley, beating Bournemouth, and beating Newcastle. That's what you're talking about. And you drew with us, and he weren't the guy in that game.
Carry it back as well.
So don't act like we're being mad for being like, okay, cool, he is playing better. You know, he's been in England for however many months. I'm glad he ain't got jet lag anymore. Like, and then secondly, don't be mad at Arsenal fans, especially for being like, don't chat about him and Saka like them.
All right. Like, since we're talking about Wirtz this season, can we please talk about
compared to how he's been in previous seasons?
Okay.
And if you want to
think he's been good performance-wise?
I think he's been good. Like overall, I think he's been good.
You're the most complete team. You're the most complete team with great rotation on the bench.
He hasn't hit the levels.
He's actually been your MVP.
He hasn't hit the levels that we want or expect from him. But also, as you just said, we are the best team. We do have great depth. He hasn't needed to hit the levels that he's had to hit in previous seasons. And I'm grateful for that because it looks like he gave up one of his flipping hamstrings for us to win nothing. Yeah. So I'm glad that he's getting a flipping rest now.
When he's on the pitch, he is always our best attacker, right? So you can say, is he our MVP? No, because it's Gabriel, right? It's Gabriel is our MVP. When it comes to our attack, which I know a lot of people will say is not good enough in this, that, and the other, right? He is always our best attacker on that pitch. There are games where Rice has a good game. There are games where Martinelli has a good game, etc., etc. But when you've got Saka on that pitch, he is either your best attacker or you're very close to best attacker. He's either second or first. And bear in mind, and this is what we want to say, right? Like he gets injured and whatever else. You're making the case that Wirtz should be given some time, whatever else. Should a person that's not completely wrecked his hamstring, that we've all agreed has been played far too much when he shouldn't have been played because of our manager. You don't want to give him time. What I'm going to say to you is, please just keep the same energy. I will give your players grace when you give my players grace. and then we can have a good conversation and we can be okay with each other.
You've literally
But
seen me
you
slander my team for like 20 minutes after a win. I don't give them any grace. Don't worry about me giving them grace. I insult Liverpool more than you lot do combined. Hey, what's your thoughts on
Wirtz grace?
You're the only
If
reason.
that price, I don't expect us to give him grace.
This is nonsense. If Gyökeres didn't score for 18 games, you lot would not have shut the fuck up about it till now. This is bullshit.
I'm still
not
speaking
gonna be
about him
gaslit.
now.
I'm not going to be gaslit. Bro's outscored most of you, man.
Better than your lanky fucking NBA player.
Technically, that's just Premier League stats only. He had scored in Europe by then, just saying.
Bro,
yeah,
but ridiculous.
No, I look to put a ribbon on this. Yeah, I get what Khem's saying, but it's just ideal, like airy fairy. Like, of course, we would love to give everyone lots of time to join the league and acclimatize. But this is just the path that we've all had to go down, right? And you guys are now joining that, you know, biggest club and all that kind of stuff. But you finally joined it with all the big signings that you've done, and you understand what this big signing pressure is, right? United have been there, obviously, been one of the trailblazers for just pissing away money on people and having all that expectation. Chelsea have been there. Arsenal's got Declan Rice and changed the whole, you know, side of that thing for Arsenal. Hadn't really bought loads of big money signings. Had Pepe before, who had that unfair treatment. He wasn't even that bad, but everyone talks about him being really, really shit. This is what comes with the territory. So what you're saying makes sense, but at the same time, it's just not the real world that we live in. If you come in and you're bought for 115, whether it's 100 plus 15, or if it's really 150 or whatever the amount is, you don't have that grace. So asking for it and crying about it, it's not going to change.
Bags a week comes with expectation as well.
I get that, bro. But wait. I get that part, but again, just use logic. Saka's been balling out for 6-7 years beforehand, and he's had his first dry patch now. It's just way up. He's got credit in the bank, and like John says, when he does play, he generally looks like one of their better players. Okay, but it pales in comparison with his balling out patch. That's the reason why a lot of Arsenal fans love him, right? So I get it.
Also,
it's your agenda is fine.
The exact point, right? You're from all the things that you're saying, you're proving the exact point of you've chosen that path. You said that he's got on 300 bags, so now you're holding him different standard, and yet at the same time arguing that we should all give Wirtz grace. I guarantee Wirtz is on close to that money as well. It doesn't really make sense. Choose your path. Do you want to be the virtuous?
I bet he's not.
Do you want to be the virtuous one that just, you know, holds everyone to the right standard, but also actually walk as well? Or do you want to play it both ways?
If he's on 200K,
do your argument against our players, but then every time we do the same thing back to you, you call us out. We're not fair or whatever. Like, come on, just be reasonable.
All I know, one of them has been in the Prem for years. One of them who just got here.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, and when he was in the Prem for years, he was good for most of those years, right? Like, you're talking about a guy that's been in the Prem for less than 1 year.
When Saka was worse,
but it's a guy that's been in the Prem for 6 years and been good for 5 of those years.
Let's wrap up this Liverpool section now. But you know what, guys? The beauty of this is we'll get to do all of this again in the summer when you know, Jeremy Coate joins for 70 million euros in defence, and we'll get to do all of this all over again, lads. Pressure will apply, and we'll see what goes down. Yeah, Jeremy Coate's coming. All right, let's go on to the preview section then. Yeah, trench coat, exactly. We'll do the prediction league update real quick. So Khem is top, 81 points, 14 correct scores. We got the salary up there, yeah. Man's close to 300. Reese is in second, 78 points and 12 correct scores. Jonty is in third with 77 points and 11 correct scores. Io's in fourth with 76 points and 10 correct scores. Razor's fifth with 72 points and 8 correct scores. I am sixth with 70 points and 6 correct scores. And Nash is seventh with 59 points and 9 correct scores. Yeah, I can see what's coming.
An executive decision. I don't want my name read out on these tables for the rest of the season. You're taking the piss now.
All right.
The tone of your voice changed when you mentioned my score, and you're taking a piss.
Broski, I'm just trying to look and understand what the updated information is. That's all. It just takes a while to get down there. You know,
are you upset with him? He said that you were seventh. He didn't even say that you were last. He said you were seventh.
Yeah.
Why are you upset?
I've been cleaning it up. I'm sixth. I'm stinking it up too, man. Relax yourself. All right, we'll go on to the game week 25 preview. Oh yeah, I knew that was coming. Khem, we'll start with you. United Spurs, 12:30 kickoff. What's your prediction on this game?
As the leader of this table, with no tic tacs given, I have gone 1-0 to Man United. Carrick at will.
All right. 1-0 Man United. Reese has gone 3-2 Man United. Jonty, what's your prediction on this one?
Oh, trying to get out of the way so that I could show Io's stinky position that's at my back. Okay. So we're talking Man United Spurs, yeah? Okay. Wow. Repeat of the Europa League final. Let's see what we can do here. I'm going United win 2-1. I think that 2-2 against Man City is about the best that Tottenham will be able to muster up the rest of this season. So I think I think you'll get one over them, but I don't think it'll be like super, as I might say, I don't think you're going to pop the pick.
Fair enough. Io, what's your prediction in this one, bro?
You know what I love is this hatred for me, because if you ain't got haters, that means you ain't doing anything right, as they say. So it's good to know the effect I've had on the group. But it is sad to be speaking so late in this prediction league. It was a long time I got used to being the first person speaking, so this is a bit weird. But no, I've gone 2-2. I think Spurs will do another stupidness again like they did last week, and they will snatch a draw, and the return to grace for Io shall begin.
All right, Razor, what's your prediction in this one? United Spurs?
Yeah. 5th in the league. Also never had a tic-tac. I think I went with I went United 3, Spurs 1. I think Thomas Frank is a silver member at Arsenal. That is, and I think he will be keen to not overachieve and do better than we did against United. So that's why I've gone 3-1.
Right. I've also gone 3-1 United. If we don't win this game, I'm going to lose my rag. I swear to God, man. I'm going to fucking lose my rag. Because I've had some absolute stinkers on this pod. Going back before, when it was even just me and Jonty, I'm not going to lie. I've had stinkers. It runs deep in the history of this pod. But one thing that is well known is I think Spurs are shit, man. And that match against City, I don't know how they got a draw out of that. I'm convinced Paqueta was involved somewhere and there was some dodgy bets allegedly going on somewhere, because there's no way City were absolutely popping them, to use, a common phrase on this pod. And how that fucking ended up 2-2, God knows. If we don't win this game, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know if I'll even have words left, because Spurs are shit. And if we are on this Carrick bounce and we can't beat Spurs at home after what they've done to us in the last... I read that. We haven't beaten them since 2022. Fucking Eric Ten Hag days was the last time we beat them.
What part of you guys conceding so many goals in these last few games think that Spurs aren't scoring? Or aren't going to... you guys are leaky. No, I know, but I think this idea of you guys beating Spurs consistently. This is the only reason I went for a draw. I don't think Spurs are good. I just think against you guys, especially Fulham came back as well from 2-0 down, and Spurs just did the same thing to City. I feel like Spurs either win the. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be easy for you boys at all. To be fair.
Wait, were you about to say either Spurs win the game or it's a draw? Because if you do,
I think
I'm gonna have to join this hater club.
No, I think I genuinely honestly think you guys, if it's not going to be a draw, I genuinely think Spurs beat you. Honestly.
So yes, you know what? Fuck you, Io. I'm in the haters club, man. There's no way you can consistently disrespect my club on this pod. Right? That's just great.
He's trying to do a differential because he's been sliding down the table.
What makes you think
struggling
that they're going to be able to beat Man United, right? I know that you're saying that they came back against City, but you like in previous seasons they were beating City. Even their judge team that they've got crazy aura over, they still can't even beat them.
Oh no, they're terrible.
Man United, who not hold on to a lead under Amorim, and now they managed to hold on to one against Marco Silva while also popping us off the pitch, apparently. And are in Man City. Bro, you're giving like you even mentioned that Fulham are like they're shit, as if they're not way higher than Tottenham in the table.
I didn't say Fulham is shit. No, I think it makes more sense. The reason I think Spurs are going to get a result is because the fact I feel like United is going to keep concede to it. They concede a lot. Like they might be winning these games, but like, apart from the Fulham game, the City game they dominated. Against us, they quote unquote popped. And then Fulham, it was like Fulham could have won that game. And Spurs, I think Spurs are going to be in the high, obviously, because they just came back against City. And for some reason against United, Spurs are always going to play their best anyway. That's the reason I don't think it makes any of it. Spurs are a bad team. I just think in this game, I can just see United riding high off these 3 wins, feeling themselves. And then we go again for it. I'm hoping for it. I'm hoping for a draw. But if it's not a draw, I generally think Spurs are going to win the game. I don't see United winning for some reason. I don't know why.
How many points is Ray behind Aya? Johnson, can you just?
You're big man. Big man.
I'm 5th, and I never get this much time to justify my wild predictions. Why is the guy in 4th getting bare screen time for his prediction?
It was a conversation. How was it just me? It's a conversation. You man are sensitive today, cuz. Lord have mercy.
But bro, I do the one thing I do. Now, the one thing I do agree with, because it was my prediction that ended up kicking all this shit off, is that I never said at any point that we're gonna like coast this game, right? Like I just said, if we don't fucking beat Spurs, I'm gonna lose my mind, which I still stand by because Spurs are diabolical. But I do agree. The only thing I do agree with, what I just said is we're not keeping a clean sheet. I've been arguing on this every single time someone says a nil versus another team against United. That's not happening. Because we leak goals, but the difference is now we actually score goals. So I back us to score more goals than Spurs do.
Goals.
Yeah,
Spurs stink goals and can't seem to score goals either. And you're talking about at least Man United have a good attack, at least.
Yeah. So anyway, my prediction is also a 3-1. Nash, what's your prediction on this one, bro?
3-1. Let's keep it moving. You guys did all the talking. 3-1.
You're starting to realise why they're at the bottom of the table.
All right, cool. Khem, what's your prediction? Arsenal Sunderland.
2-0 quadruple chase.
2-0 to Arsenal, I assume. Yeah,
of course.
All right, Reese has gone 3-0 Arsenal. Johns, what's your prediction in this one?
Quickly. Yeah, I went 3-0 Arsenal. Not a score I usually go for, but I'm going to Arsenal. I feel like we've got some revenge in us from what happened at Sunderland ground earlier in the season.
Yeah, true. That was a bit of a feisty game. All right, Io, what's your prediction? Arsenal Sunderland
3-1, and then the Black Beast, as you called him, might snatch one against us. Unfortunately.
Yo, bro. No, those words were not used. Just for clarity on the pod, yeah. That's why we have a disclaimer early on in this one. Those words were never used, guys. All right, Razor, what's your prediction in this one? Arsenal Sunderland. Oh man, fucking hell.
Hey, what the fuck? We know. For Arsenal. I'm done.
Yeah, man's on a rampage now. He's getting everyone back for all the slander that's been aimed.
Shout out Brobby one time. Shout out Brobby. That's the boy.
Mate, Brian Brobby's turning up, man. I don't know what you're trying to say. Brian Brobby's a good player. Ten Hag wanted to get him for United at one point. I was high on the Brobby train. All right, I've gone 2-0 Arsenal versus Sunderland. I don't think this will be a cakewalk, but yeah. Sunderland have been dropping some points here and there as well. So I think you guys will get 3 points in this one. And yeah, it'll be 9 points because I think this is a 3 p.m. on Saturday, isn't it? So that Liverpool City game will be afterwards. So 9 points, a lot of pressure on Man City if that win does come through. Nash, what's your prediction? Arsenal Sunderland? You're on mute, broski.
I've gone 2-0 to the Arsenal. Sorry.
Fair enough. All right, Khem. Wolves Chelsea. This is by far the shittest game of this prediction round. What's your prediction in this one?
I've gone 3-1 Chelsea.
All right, 3-1 Chelsea. Reese has also gone 3-1 Chelsea. Jonty, what's your prediction in this one?
I went 2-1 Chelsea. I think Wolves have started to pick up a bit, right? If I remember correctly, they started to actually learn how to defend a little bit. I don't know. I think they've learned it a little bit too late. They probably should have learned it a little bit earlier in the season, but they seem to be not leaking as many kind of. But I guess they've also lost Larson or whatever, right? Strand Larson, their kind of main striker, even though I know he hasn't been banging this season. So I think they'll do a little bit better than 3-1, but I still think Chelsea will win that game.
All right, 2-1. Aya, what's your prediction in this one, Wolves Chelsea?
2-1 to Chelsea.
All right, 2-1 Chelsea. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
Also 2-1 to Chelsea, but not for whatever reason Io thinks it, for the reason that Jonty said.
All right, 2-1. I've gone 3-0 in this one. So completely opposite of what John said earlier. Mainly just because I looked at some of the fixtures between Wolves and Chelsea consistently pop Wolves. I don't know, even when they're rubbish, they go there and they bang loads of goals. So I'm just going with the form guide in terms of historical matchups. Wolves have definitely been a lot better recently. But I think, you know what, seeing West Ham play better and also Forest and the teams that they need to catch up play better, I think it's going to deflate them. They know it's done. They had a little run.
You say that, but Leeds are in the process of popping Nottingham Forest right now.
Are they? Okay.
So they're like 3-0 up, bro.
All right. Yeah, true. But, you know, Leeds are generally good unless they play you guys. So, that might be an anomaly.
High floor.
All right. Nash, what's your prediction in this one, Wolves Chelsea?
On the next episode of Apple TV's Ted Lasso, Liam has a mid-season redemption arc. 3-1. 3-1.
All right.
Believe.
I'm assuming believe, exactly. All right, cool. 3-1 Chelsea. All right, the second Big Six fixture we'll predict, Khem. It's your team, Liverpool at home to City Sunday, a Super Sunday fixture. What's your prediction in this one?
Biggest game of the week. Two best teams of the last decade. To reflect my position in the table, 1-1.
All right. Reese has gone 2-1 Liverpool. Jonty, what's your prediction in this one?
It pains me to say it. I've gone the same score as Khem. I've gone for a 1-1. Even though Liverpool usually have the beating of City at Anfield, I feel like Liverpool aren't good enough this season to do that again. So I feel like Man City will get something from that game, but it'll be more drop points. And if my Arsenal prediction comes true, I think it will be, 9 points ahead potentially? Or no, 8 points ahead. So
yeah, 8 points.
Let's hope that comes true.
Io, what's your prediction in this one?
I've gone 2-2, I believe. Let me double check. I think so. Yes, 2-2 Liverpool, Man City. I think they're both conceding goals, but I think they both can score goals. So, a healthy mix. So fingers crossed. And that means drop points for City and some correct scores. So, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Another draw. Razor, what's your prediction in this one?
Unlike these man and Liam Rossignol at the Emirates, I am not a coward. I have gone with full-on hopium. I have gone 2-1 Liverpool because it would make me very happy, and B, I knew that even the Metropolitan line Scouser wouldn't predict a Liverpool win, so I've gone for the differential. Chat to me.
All right, man. You're working your way up to third place, my best friend. Let's go.
Metropolitan line Scouser is the best. That needs to be your title from now on.
Okay, class. 2-1 Liverpool. Yeah, so I've also gone big old hater, and I've gone 2-1 Man City. Come on, the City. Even though they're ahead of us, I don't give a shit. You got to beat Liverpool.
Those
You know,
are
if we did-
crazy words coming from a United fan. Come on, City.
Thank you.
That is crazy.
Look at them. They want you to glaze Arsenal again. You see, this is what you've done. They assume you're a target fan this whole time. Look at what you've done.
That's not even glazing off. He's literally saying that the thing that would be worse for us is the thing that is going to happen.
Broski, our local
because he's being
rivals
honest
wanted
again.
to
He's
lose.
he's got his chest out again because of Carrick. That's why he's being himself.
I didn't say come on Spurs when I spoke for Spurs. He said come on City.
Come on City.
Nasty.
Come on, man.
It makes it worse that you're not wearing a Man United shirt again. You're not wearing Man United colours.
Roy Keane bled for you,
I've got to put Under Fire Host back in my subtitle because this episode's been mad thing. But I'll run it back. Come on, City. Fuck Liverpool. 2-1 Man City would make me super happy. If Liverpool are going to stink up the season, they got to do it full-fledged, man. I'm not having this. Top four still after spending 500 million. You must. Yeah. And Man City have got to take this title, challenge or race or whatever further than beginning of February. I'm sorry, this stinks. If we're able to go to Anfield and shut them up, City should. They've got Guehi, they've got Diaz back. Marmoush is scoring some goals. Haaland needs to pull his finger out. Yeah, man, they must. And they will.
I see his angle now. Lad, I see the angle now. I see it. He's in the best of both worlds. He gets to hate his biggest rivals in Liverpool, at the same time holding the noisy neighbours to a really, really high standard. And so if they don't meet it, he can come back, jump off the fence again and say, oh, yeah, I knew that was going to happen. I should never have trusted that City were going to be good. Oh, I've proven myself wrong again, and yet I'm still right. Stinks.
Shit, my battery's going to go.
All of this is alleged. All right, Nash, what's your prediction in this one? Liverpool, Man City.
I'm keeping the peace, man. 2-2. Let's delay the inevitable for another week. 2-2.
Oh, man.
Can I just say the way that Mandem has been making Nash wait 4 business days to give his prediction is so rude. So disrespectful.
He technically made Ant probably wait 4 business days to not give his prediction for about 5 different weeks when he failed to send it in. So
thank you. You know what? Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
It's true. How do you keep missing it, dude? You'd be sick 4th, 5th right now if you just looked at your phone.
Come on, guys. There has to be some sort of punishment for being bottom of the table. You're gonna have to fucking wait to make your predictions. That's what it is. It's all right. He gets there in the end. All right. Yeah, there you go. I appreciate it, bro. All right, predictions all in. Let's see how this weekend goes. Super long pod this week, but it was always going to be after not podding for a couple of weeks almost. But yeah, we'll wrap up the pod here. Go on, Nash. What do you want to end with?
I thought raising them ones.
All right, mate. You're rusty. You're rusty, mate. All right, we'll wrap up the pod here. Take care, everyone. We'll see you guys next week.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 350 plus undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.